Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, row one. We're racing in Chicago. Chase Elliott taking advantage of the high line. He started on the outside and has tried to make that work for him in the 24 as he's moved up following after the 4 of Kevin Harvick.
And I think that right there shows you the mentality of Chase Elliott and his team. The initial green flag of these playoffs, he's on the outside making something happen.
And I think that's it. Making something happen. That's what playoffs force, Rick. You cannot sit back and wait for the points and positions to come to you. As a team, as a driver, you need to be on the offensive, going out there earning those points.
You can't make mistakes on pit road or on the racetrack. Well, the 78 just made a mistake. Too fast exiting. So speeding on pit road for Martin Truex Jr. Kelly.
Chase Elliott, who had worked his way up to pit, said that he was just a little bit free from the center off. He was adjusting the track bar. They've made an air pressure adjustment for Goodyear Tires Sunoco fuel, and he's on his way.
And once again, the 3 of Austin Dillon. He's now caught for speeding, getting onto pit road.
And all of these mistakes are helping Ricky Stenhouse Jr. because remember, he's racing these other cars within the playoffs. Also, this green flag cycle has softened his mistake a little bit. It didn't erase it, but now he's going to end up going from 2 laps down to 1 lap down when everyone cycles.
Just pass through, all the way through.
He's going to stay behind him. This is a final lap. Now, if he would go past him, his brother would be eligible for the free pass because a caution we know is going to come out as soon as the 10th place driver goes by the finish line in this stage. But Kyle Busch, what a perfect stage he has put together. He will win stage 1 at Chicagoland. Already the 12th stage win for Kyle Busch on the 2017 season. And drivers fighting for those stage points. Martin Truex Jr. currently holding the 10th spot. He will be, if he can keep that position, the last one to gain any points from this first stage. And that's the name of the game in the playoffs. Logano's going to try the apron to get an advantage on the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick takes the lead away from Kyle Busch. Now the question will be, how will the 18 run when he doesn't have the clean air that he had for the pretty much the entire stage 1 where he was out front?
We talked about how for the 18 the crew swap could be a much bigger improvement for the 18, but it also lends to some possibilities, maybe some nerves working for the first time for a different crew, and this time it may have bit them. A loose wheel being reported by the driver of the 18. He'll come down pit road, they'll change all 4, make sure they're all tight on this 18 car, the stage 1 winner.
That is a huge moment for the 18. He has the speed to recover, but Dave just reported it. The crew swap, it was done because the statistics said that this crew was better. They had a clean first stop, but obviously has a mistake. Now, where's the confidence in that pit crew?
Adam Stevens on top of the pit box for the 18 team and in charge of that crew. Parker.
Guys, also pitting in the Toyota camp is Eric Jones in the 77. He's got a right rear tire rub right now. They're trying to figure that out. Who's been super tight here. Looks like maybe he got in the wall or whatever, but they're definitely going to pull that right rear fender out right now, place those tires, and get him back on the racetrack right here. But unfortunate result there for the 77.
And we talked about mistakes being made. Another one made by a playoff team, the 18 team, over the wall too soon.
And you see it. You see the look on crew chief Adam Stevens' face. He can't believe it. A loose wheel and now another penalty.
Guys, your leader, Kevin Harvick, just pitted for Goodyear Tires Sunoco Fuel. As the 24 is catching him, the reason was, as the 24 beats him out, was that he was getting too loose on the exit of both ends. It was getting worse every lap, losing the handle on that 4 car. They made an adjustment.
And we'll see the race off of pit road now as we see the 24 and the 4 accelerate. They'll have to blend when they come off of turn 2, and it looks like the 24 is going to have the advantage. On pit road, the 24 of Chase Elliott actually was starting to move to the inside of the 4 when he was coming up to his pit stall. So the 24 looked like he had a better stop than the 4 team.
Well, check this out. Coming to pit road, look at the gap between the 4 and the 24. Look how good of a job Chase Elliott did gaining on Kevin Harvick. I mean, he was 10 car lengths back. He came on the pit road on his rear bumper. So great job by Chase Elliott. That is why they got that lead. The pit crew did a good job also, but Chase Elliott narrowing that gap. Terrific job.
Chase Elliott looking for his 3rd stage win this season, but it will be points that he is more impressed with and potentially a shot at a win. Chase Elliott's going to win stage 2.
I think a big momentum swing for that team. You know, they just led 36 laps. The most laps they had led prior to that was Martinsville, the 6th race of the year. They led 10 laps. So I think race 1 of the playoffs to come out and lead laps, win a stage, they've made a statement.
Chase didn't get a good push from the 2 of Brad Keselowski, and so the 4 of Kevin Harvick has surged once again to the lead. And around goes the 1 of Jamie McMurray. McMurray sliding on the apron on the backstretch.
Didn't hit anything. Get rolling. Can't hear me.
Caution has come out just the 3rd time. The first time it's come out for something other than the stage ending. Take a look at what happened.
See Jamie McMurray right here in the bottom lane exiting turn 2. Comes up the racetrack, makes contact with the 31. I'm not sure if the car was tight, if he thought the 31 was moving up, but without a doubt, he runs into the left rear corner of the 31, spinning the 1 car out.
And the 1 slides into the infield. There of the back stretch. The free pass goes to the 21 of Ryan Blaney to get back on the lead lap. Green flag back in the air. '78 of Martin Truex Jr. giving the 24 a shove. The 2 was able to help out the 4, and the 4 checks out already.
Now Chase Elliott's going to have a really difficult time keeping that 2 car behind him. 2 car has that outside line. The 24 cannot enter the corner the way he wants to. Has to pinch the car on corner entry.
Up the racetrack he goes. It gets a little bit loose there. And once again, door to door, fighting for 2nd.
Yeah, and don't look now, but guess who's coming into the mix? The 78 of Martin Truex Jr. And right behind him, last week's winner at Richmond, the 42 of Kyle Larson.
They stay side by side for 2nd. Chase Elliott surging ahead as they enter turn 3. Can he stay there? He does make the pass complete, so Chase Elliott up to 2nd. Brad Keselowski 3rd. As you mentioned, Martin Truex Jr. right there in 4th.
I think that was big for Chase Elliott to be able to get back in front of Keselowski for a bigger reason than just that 1 spot. Think about the races that he has lost. He's lost races late in races on restarts. He's just had 2 restarts. He had the lead, lost the lead. He did not have a good restart right then, but was able to battle Keselowski, get that 2nd spot. I think emotionally, that was big to immediately get back by the 2 car.
It has been a very eventful day already for playoff teams and non-playoff teams. A lot of speeding penalties, commitment line problems, problems with the crews, but Martin Truex Jr. has been able to battle through that and now trying to challenge for the lead here again. Down to the bottom of the racetrack, Martin Truex Jr. after a speeding penalty on pit road, now fighting for the lead.
See how much faster he was than Kevin Harvick through the middle of the corner. And I don't think any of us should be surprised. The 78 car, Martin Truex Jr., they've just
78, come on.
They've had it all year. The 78 car, they just seem to find a way in about every situation. But I do
Jeff,
think
the 77 is spun off turn 4 here. He's down into the grass. Here, sorry to interrupt.
No.
This caution right here is definitely going to change things up because as you were talking about, that 78 was up to a 3-second lead.
Eric Jones goes around, and that brings out the 4th caution of the afternoon.
Here's what happened on the racetrack. Right side of your screen, he's already very sideways, obviously lost control by himself. There's no one else in the picture. Goes for the big slide. Does a nice job of not getting into the outside wall, but still some heavy damage to the quarter panels with those flat tires.
You can see the right rear tire blew right there, and then as he was coming back to pit road, it damaged the right rear quarter panel. Now they have to work on it.
They can all make it on fuel. Will it go green until the checkered flag? Right now, Martin Truex Jr. with a great restart has the advantage. He's in front of Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski. So, I guess boisterous earlier in the weekend, talking about the strength of the manufacturers, currently running in the 3rd position.
You mentioned it, Rick, 51 to go, so all of these playoff cars now know they can make it on fuel, but if a caution comes out, they're going to want some fresh tires. But Jeff, we've seen this all day long. Daniel Suarez right there racing Ryan Blaney. Is there an etiquette? What do the non-playoff cars expect to do? Remember, playoff and non-playoff cars both on the racetrack.
Also, Clint Boyer, we see Joey Logano up there, but listen, you have every right to the racetrack as they do. You've earned the right to be here and race. You don't want to be involved in an incident with a playoff guy, but at the same time, you have the duty to go out and do the best you can for you and your team. It's your racetrack just as much as it is theirs.
Martin Truex Jr. battled after adversity, and he did it a year ago. Last year, in 2016, he was able to win this race after having issues. They had a problem with the tire early in the race. Then they battled back. Well, it was a speeding penalty. Today, he's battled back, and he has once again shown his dominance on 1.5 miles. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the first race of the playoffs.
Congratulations, Martin.
It took 4 times.
Unbelievable. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best, man. No doubt about it. Thank you.
Rick Martin Truex Jr. has climbed out of the car. Look how excited this guy is. Round number 1 after a crazy day. From a penalty on pit road for speeding loose lug nuts. Martin, you did it, bro. There's that.
Oh, yeah! This is awesome, man. I'm so excited. You know, this is the playoffs. This is what it's all about. This team, my team's unbelievable. Thank all the fans for coming out. We love coming to Chicago. Just so proud of everybody. And, you know, the speeding penalty, I was like, oh, no, here we go again. After last year, we had to come from the back. But the car was amazing. We just kept our heads down and kept digging and fighting and just did what we always do, and here we are.
The relief has to be huge after the car having trouble getting through tech. We know the last 2 weekends did not end the way that you wanted. To see that smile back, to know that you're already in the next round, how good does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. Just you know, not just the playoffs, but just winning races at this level and doing it the way we're doing it right now. And just blessed to be here. I've got the best team in the world. I love those guys, and I'm just glad I'm driving for them. I'm glad we're having success. This is just unbelievable.
Take this microphone. What do you want to tell these fans?
You guys rock!